Hi, guys.
Hi, it's Mr. Fuentes and Mr. Fuentes.
What is up? Welcome back, Friday the 14th podcast. I'm Franco, Mr. Fuentes over here to my right of the screen. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're missing the Cine-Men, the real one, today again because of work. But we're here today to talk about a movie.
We are. We're here to talk about movies from back when time passed, when people used to have to crank the movie things just to get the film to keep going. If they didn't, the movie just stopped.
And while you're listening to us, you can pick up your copy of Sneak Peek. It's out now.
I don't even have a copy near me. Only Franco does. He has the only copy in existence. You have to go beat him up for it.
Has that logo.
Beautiful logo. Productions.
Mr. Fuentes. I really don't want to talk about this movie, so I'm trying to install, and I actually need to share it on Facebook and all that stuff as well. So if you wanna lead us right in, we usually talk about this stuff before. Where the banter's at. There you go. Oh, I need to change that. Never mind. You can follow us on social media though. Before I'll change this, if you want to plug in our social media, Mr. Fuentes.
Sure. You can follow us at Imasawa Productions, also on our Instagram, Friday the 14th podcast. Also our Imasawa Productions on Instagram and YouTube as well. Pretty much all the content that we release on Imasawa Productions go through the Imasawa Productions YouTube. So if you want to watch any of our podcasts, Friday the 14th, Behind the Mask of Mr. Fuentes, Fanboy, I think they're doing the deep dive of the Upside Down coming back up again. Friday. All those will be coming out on Imasawa Productions YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and click the notification button to see that. And of course, Wrestling Tacos, the biggest staple of Imasawa Productions right now, where we go over, well, not we, because I'm not part of it, but we as a collective go over wrestling and different types of things and wrestling content. Local wrestling, it is really cool. If you've never been to a local wrestling show, I highly recommend it. These guys got me into it. I've helped them out with a few shows here and there, and these guys are just like amazing out there. Like, people like to call wrestling fake or whatever you want to call it, but these guys take what they call real bumps. But no, they falling on that hard wood and jumping off those high places and jumping onto each other, that stuff takes a lot of physical endurance and a lot of physical strength, and those guys are athletes as much as any other athlete. So, and they work out hard for it, and they work hard for all their moves. So I would highly recommend checking them out. If you have any local shows, I know Franco promotes a lot of local shows, so if you go to the Wrestling Tacos Wrestling Tacos Facebook page and follow them, they'll be putting a lot of that content on there as well. Again, highly recommend. And this is coming from someone who just kind of spectates wrestling. And I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but I'm becoming a fan as I've worked with these guys. It's really cool to see what these people are capable of.
Yes. All right. There'll also be 2 new matches dropping this week. Full matches from GCWA, which is local to Corpus. And next week we'll go back to 5-star, which is Laredo. Will be 6 matches and whatnot. But yes, Friday the 14th, episode 4, Terror Train from 1980. We can get into the ratings, or if you want to do the synopsis and characters and crew and cast, whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. So I was going to try to do a regular synopsis or one of my off the head synopsises, but I'm honestly not feeling that good, guys, if you can hear from my voice. So I'm just going to read it straight off of IMDb. So the synopsis that we have on here is: a college fraternity prank goes wrong and a student ends up in a mental asylum. 3 years later, It's graduation time, and the members of the fraternity decide to have a costume party aboard a train trip to celebrate their graduation. Unknowingly to them, a killer has slipped aboard, killing them off one by one, disguised in the costumes of the victims. No, nothing about a New Year's party, by the way. Graduation party.
Graduation's still a holiday.
But yeah, no. If you could tell by Franco's excited introduction about wanting to talk about this, it's gonna be a slow burn, I think, on this episode, but we're gonna give it our best to make it as entertaining as possible. In this movie,
all three of us, yes.
In this movie, this was a movie that Jamie Lee Curtis stars in, and this was right after her debut on Halloween as well. So this does like kind of like roll into her momentum of be creating this legacy as a scream queen for herself. So in this movie, we do have Jamie Lee Curtis, like I mentioned. We also do have some other people, Ben Johnson. I think at the time he was someone that was big. I know that they showed him a lot in the movie. He was the I believe he was the conductor. And then we have David Copperfield as the magician. So basically, he plays himself. Wasn't David Copperfield a magician?
Sounds familiar. I don't know. I'm not a magician or expert.
Yeah, he's an illusionist. Yeah, David Copperfield. Yeah, he it was when he was really young too, so he must have just started be getting his groove on. I'm not a big Magic fan. If he was popular more before, don't get mad at me for saying that. And then we have a lot of other people that I can honestly say I don't know if I've really seen them in any other movies. And if they are, I don't really know. But yeah, let's get into the ratings.
Let's stall a little bit before we get into the ratings because we're expecting one other person.
And, okay.
He's not here yet. So going into this movie, whenever we talked about it, whenever we added to our list of movies to review, what were your thoughts on it?
Nothing. I didn't even know nothing about this movie.
Cool.
So if any of y'all don't like notice the pattern, we're trying to do this year.
Easier.
We're trying to do a what's up, baddie guy?
Hey.
Welcome back to season 5. The bad guy. The baddie, the 4K bad guy.
The 4K.
Mike.
Mic test. You can hear me well?
Yeah, like I will hear you well, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We hear
but
you.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on it, Fuentes, or what were you saying?
Oh, I was talking about like if you haven't noticed the trend, this year we were trying to do new movie, older movie, new movie, older movie, new movie, older movie. We're kind of trying to go in that trend. It may not be a perfect trend going through, but it's what we're attempting to do right now. So next week we have our movie, which is going to be newer to this generation. It's like I believe in 2014. So
Creep.
And but we also have to go back and watch older movies as well. We can't just keep watching newer movies because all these new movies did get all their content and a lot of their inspiration from these older movies that we are going to go back and review. So we wanted to pay homage to those types of movies as well, which is, I believe, why we are going back and forth, because we don't want this to be just all the new stuff and you don't even know where that stuff derived from and stuff like that. So it's kind of a cool deep dive for us because, like me and Franco just said, we've never seen Terror or heard of Terror Train or watched Terror Train. So
this season can all be summed up in one word: legacy.
We're looking at legacies this year.
Yeah. So Nick, you weren't there whenever we talked about reviewing this movie, but whenever I told you about it or as you saw it on the social media, what was your thoughts on it before going into it?
Nick already had that movie in his pants.
Unfortunately, this is not one of the movies that's my pants, so I can't do that. Perform that trick for you. No, it's all on the lineup of movies. Like I said, I mean, I've never seen it before. Surprisingly, it's a Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
That is surprising.
All right, well, we can jump right into it. Ratings, I had no thoughts on it. didn't know about it either. I hadn't watched it, so yeah. But ratings. Out of 5 machetes, Danny Trejos. Mr. Fuentes, you wanna begin us off with setting the bar for the ratings?
Yeah, I mean, already kind of heard your rating and our other host rating who couldn't make it today. So I'm going to give this a 2.5.
Saying that bar a little high. How about you, Nick?
Like, be completely honest right now. I mean, I had such a limited time of trying to finish up the movie. I just really got done watching it that long ago. Always kept pausing it, and then of course Tubi, there's fucking ads. Whoops, my bad. But I'm gonna give it a decent 3 machetes.
Dang.
Our other host who couldn't make it today, Juan, the real Juan, he gave it one machete. Before I rate mine, is 1 the lowest or is it half?
I think halves are lowest.
Okay,
I don't think we're allowed to give. I don't think we're allowed to give anything a 0.
I'll give it a half. If I'm able to, I'll give it a 0 because I immediately was uninterested in this movie as soon as it started playing. You already know me though. I don't like older movies, so there's that. But yeah.
I think for me, I guess I'm already used to the formula of the older title.
Since you have the lowest rating, Franco, give us some juice about why you don't like this movie. What you didn't like about this movie?
It's just 1980. You can feel it. It feels older than 1980, actually.
It did.
The idea, the concept. Because I'll actually give it half a star. The half a machete. The concept of it was neat, I guess. Could have been executed properly. I'm pretty sure around the time that was released, it was probably a decent movie. But yeah, just not into older movies. I'm into the older ones that people enjoy, like Friday the 13th, and Halloween and whatnot. But
this movie had a $3.5 million budget. Friday the 13th, the original that also came out in 1980, had a $550,000 budget.
It's at 3.5 million?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It all went to Jamie Lee.
Well, probably, yeah.
It all went to Jamie Lee, yeah.
Because they showed the fucking same shot like multiple times in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of the going through the train were like the same, like 4 areas, like pretty much all the time.
Yeah, the train passes the same ice encrusted curve several times throughout the film. All of it went to Jamie Lee.
That's crazy. For me, I did kind of enjoy it a bit. Just like the antics of them dressing up in costumes and the idea. I like magicians, so I thought it was really cool that they had a real magician like play the magician in the movie and him like perform tricks and do stuff like that. Like, I am really curious if they like let him do like his real acts or if some of the magic was like movie magic. That did catch my curiosity. And even the kills, like even though to me there was only one real kill where they kind of showed the kill in a sense, or at least the start of the kill, I also noticed that a lot of the movie didn't really have the kills too much, like the actual graphic part of the kills. Like you would just see the aftermath of each kill, which on a budget, I think that's cool. 3.5 million. I don't know if I would call that a budget back in 1980.
I mean, Friday the 13th showed more, and they were the same year, and they had less of a budget.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
It was that type of deal. Like, how do we make this effect look cool? Oh shit, we can't deal on time, so we'll just do the aftermath.
I can only imagine that the train just cost a lot to rent or something. Like that's the only thing I could think of. Like that, why that budget's so high?
Maybe Copperfield as well.
Maybe Copperfield and Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I don't think a lot of that money went to Jamie Lee Curtis.
The costumes.
Maybe a good. I mean, the costumes. Like, I don't know. the fake blood. Like, there's no way it costs that much. I don't know. But overall, I didn't think it was like a terrible movie. It was a slow burn. It did intrigue me because, like, almost right off the bat, you kind of knew who the killer was, but you didn't know who in the train was the killer, or where the killer was in the train. So I thought that was interesting. It brought up the mystery vibes and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that part of the movie. What about you, Nick? What did you like about it?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Nah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Maybe some of Jamie Lee Curtis's friends.
That her best friend, to be exact.
Her best friend.
Well, it was definitely not the acting. It was not that. I did enjoy most of the magic, even though it's like was that to do with horror, but the magic tricks he was doing, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Whatever. The who done it? Kinda. Even though it was kind of obvious, but then they do a trick that it's a trick. They do a trick to try to make you think it's someone else.
Yeah. I kind of felt like too whenever everyone said it was this one person in the movie, I was just like, nah, he doesn't even like y'all would know what he looks like. Like I know it's only 3 years later. It's not like he just magically grew a new face. Like unless he got plastic surgery, like y'all should have known what he looks like. So he had to be someone like in deep disguise. What did you think of the reveal, or what did y'all think of the reveal at the end of who the killer was, or who was on the train that was the killer?
I felt super when I went back to it. I was like, oh, this was a letdown.
It wasn't a big surprise, but I mean, I like the disguise on top of the disguise. I was like, what? Oh, God damn. You want the extra mile.
Yeah, no, I thought honestly, I was really surprised. I would have never thought that's who the killer was, the whole time. Obviously, we know who the name and person of the killer, but who the killer was disguised as the entire movie, you wouldn't have guessed. To me, I would have never guessed, or I didn't, because I got to the end and I was like, oh shit, it was that person? Okay. It got like an extra 0.5 for me on the rating because of that at the end, because I was gonna give it like a 2.
The wig did it for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was just clever. All of it was clever. Just some of it just like, I don't want to say baffles me, but it's like, I don't know. Like this guy was just really smart. Like if you have to like really think about it, like, having to go back and like thinking that somebody was going to go inside the bathroom and find one of his kills, and then going back, cleaning it up, and then pretending to be one of the guy in there. Like that was like, whoa, it was surprising. I was just like, okay, that was kind of cool.
That extra work.
Yeah, like and then it was just like, well, we're like on a train. It's also funny because in my head I'm like, where'd you hide the bodies? Like, because I've never been on a train, but I'm guessing this is like what is it called? Economy lodging is like those little bed separators that have the little beds on top, and I think there's beds on bottom as well for you to sleep in. I think there's like a 2-layer where people can just lay down and go to sleep in those. So I was imagining he was throwing all the dead bodies in each cubicle, like every time you like walk by. But I'm assuming he threw them off the train. I don't know. I think the beginning too was like kind of grody with the dead body. I was like, ew.
With the first guy and the master user at the homeway. The sword.
The sword, yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the prank that they did on that guy in the very beginning of the movie with the girl in the bed.
Oh, that dead body.
Yeah, it kind of looked weird to me. I was just like, ugh. I just like imagine like putting myself in that position, like, ugh. Just
I don't know if it was a dead body or a mannequin. I couldn't figure it out because my TV was kind of like. It was a dark movie.
So the guy admits later on in the movie when he was pre-med, or he had access to bodies in there that they would use to dissect and whatever, and he pulled one of the bodies, and that's the body he used for the prank. So it was supposed to be like a real human dead body.
I was gonna say it looked realistic, but of course, I mean, watched on Tubi. I don't know what digital transfer they're using. It's not a 4K. You can tell right away. But like, yeah, I was just thinking like that they kill someone and just put the body there. It's all fucked up. But
That's what I'm saying. Like, man, did they kill someone? Who they kill?
No, yeah,
Like,
it was
I know what you did last summer.
It was a donated body from the medical.
A donated body. Just buried it backyard.
That's crazy. Would y'all ever do that? Donate your body to science? Let people dissect you whenever you die? That sounds like a weird thing to do.
Cause you never know, some weirdo just going through your body.
I never got pooped in my pooped while I was alive.
No.
But actually, now that we have me and Franco were talking about a legacy thing, but now that we have Nick who knows like everything about everything horror, maybe he could talk about a good legacy of how this helped Jamie Lee Curtis and
you want to jump right into legacy
movies.
already?
Legacy.
I mean, what else are we going to talk about?
Did you have any favorite scenes?
As far as scenes there, I mean, I guess just towards the ending where the chase actually goes down with Jamie Lee and the killer. Even like the scene where like she tries to lock herself in that little cage area and she pokes him with that needle stack, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I could just go into the kill or whatever. I guess it was pretty lame, simple, but just whenever the killer does that, I want to say it's the second kill. Really, the guy in the dinosaur costume when he just smashes him, but I think that guy's acting was just a little bit over the top for me. I thought it was just hilarious. But I mean, you had to throw a kill scene. That was the actual scene you got to see done. Just got smashed on the mirror.
Was that a dinosaur in the mirror?
Was it what?
I thought it was like
the costume, dinosaur dragon.
The green.
Yeah, whatever reptile figure.
I thought it was like a creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever.
It could have been.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite one too. Or like, it was that one. Yeah.
I think my favorite one was the very first kill where the guy like walks in with the sword through his stomach and he's just like, you could tell he's like falling and the guys are like, man, you're so funny, bro. And he like turns around, the sword's all the way through him, and he's just like, oh no, he's like dead, bro.
And then the damn train runs over him, like, oh.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, that stuff was I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. Favorite scene, I don't know. Like a lot of this movie, I think I would say my favorite aspects, more than a favorite scene of this movie, are they try to do a lot of misleading in this movie, which I think was kind of cool because you kind of do fall for it a little bit, because you know there's a killer on the loose pretty much from right off the bat, so you're trying to figure out who it is. You kind of get the hint that it may be that guy that they humiliated, but then there's a couple of like choice words that make you think that other people may be in cahoots with it, like Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend, after that guy like messes with his girlfriend and tells him like that the party was all his idea and that he tricked him to tell her to come onto the train. He was like, I'll get you. He's like, I'm serious. I'll get you back for this. And I was like, oh, maybe he's in cahoots with the killer, or maybe he is the killer. But I didn't see motive for him to be a killer, so the only thing I could think of was that he was in cahoots with the killer. And then you thought it was probably the magician. And then you thought it was probably just a random person. But like I didn't really think of anyone else, to be honest. Like I was like either the magician, the guy who originally they keep saying it is, or that other guy in cahoots with that other guy that they kept saying it was. So it was
Imagine
kind of
I had been the conductor.
it was conductor the whole time.
You saw.
They didn't even show what happened to that guy. They're just like he died. He just took gone. So I really like the mystery aspect of the movie. I think, like Franco said, like the concept was really cool, but it was just executed really badly. And like another thing I wanted to talk about, which can kind of like lead into Legacy a little bit, maybe, was like how I felt dramatic, like their acting was. Like it was like almost over the top, like the way they were like talking to each other, or the lines that were said, or things that were done. I felt like that's evolved over the years because we watch a lot of those older movies. A lot of actors in that time era kind of acted like that. And my only thought process was that maybe it's because like movies are kind of like theater put into like film form. And then theater people are obviously dramatic, you know, to drama or whatever. They're being very dramatic in theater. And it just took a while to translate from coming off of the stage onto the movie screen, because those were people's idols, you know, back then. Like, who did you watch about movies before movies were really out? You know, all the people that did it before, who they modeled all the people that were in theater. And now we got more people that are, I would say, a little more realistic whenever they're do their stuff, acting nowadays more than back then. I think that's evolved over the years, which I think's kind of cool. Or maybe it was just like one of those, like, maybe it's a choice, like a choice of how they wanted their actors to do stuff, and for some reason they just wanted them to be over the top. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that's how the acting was? I mean,
Sure.
or would you just say it's bad?
Not natural. There's bad actors.
Bad actors.
They're just bad actors. Yeah.
Speaking of legacy, though, of actors, we can bring up the legacy portion that you said. I guess, Nick, since you're the biggest horror fan, what is the legacy of Jamie Lee Curtis?
The legacy of Jamie Lee Curtis. Where we can, I mean, you gotta be like really into horror to know she did this movie, because too many casual fans, they're just Halloween. She's just known for Halloween. This movie came out like 1980.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a few years after she did Halloween, or when Halloween was released. I find it hilarious. I mean, Jamie Lee though, like, she's not even into horror movies. And she's done. This is another movie she's done. Like, she's mainly sticks like, I don't even know what her actual genre movies are. I know she like does comedy stuff or theater. Like, growing up, I besides Halloween, I knew her from Freaky Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking through her videography, and pretty much a lot of her movies are like dramas and like comedies. You know, nothing's really like more than that. Like, the only horror movie she really done is this one and Halloween movies.
Yeah, she's not really big like into horror movies.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, yeah, I would say everyone knows who she is. That's for sure. You see Jamie Lee Curtis, and you know that that's Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis.
So, I guess talking about legacy, on Tubi, there's a Tubi original called Terror Train that came out last year, I think. I don't know if it's related at all to this movie.
Terror Train.
But that could be a review that we do, I guess, in the future. And there's also a Terror Train too.
I mean, the synopsis on there is: a group of college seniors fight for survival as an unknown mass killer seeks revenge during a Halloween-themed pre-graduation bash aboard a party train. So it sounds like a remake to me.
Yeah, and there's part
Thomas
2, which I haven't know when it came out.
Then there's no like sequel to this version way, right? I mean, besides the remake.
Well, this part 2 might be because the remake came out last year. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, this came out last year as well. Terror Train 2.
Damn, they're just like, screw it, we're going. Hey, this one actually is a New Year's Eve one.
Yeah, the remaining survivors are coerced to take a New Year's Eve redemption ride on the very same train where a new evil awaits.
So they just put them back on a train?
It's a different mask, though.
Different mask.
No Jamie
how
Lee
you do it.
Curtis.
No.
Is there a magician?
Prom night.
It's Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
The funny thing about the magician, he reminded me of the guy from the Liz McGuire movie, Paulo. I think it was the hair. And how smooth he was.
There is a fucking magician.
There you go.
Tim Rozon as the magician.
I've never even heard of him. He's not even worth my time.
So next week we're reviewing
The Tubi original, Terror Train.
Ooh.
It's Terror Train and then Terror Train. See, we do an old movie and then we do a new movie.
Yeah, there's that trend.
No, maybe sometime this year we'll let the horrors of horror or Terror Train pass by for a few weeks, and maybe we'll jump onto this one.
We'll see.
But as far as like legacy, I mean, I don't really know if maybe this sparked like movies like, I don't know, other transportation based movies. Like,
all the movies.
Like Speed and other things like that.
Shit.
Like, I don't know.
So yes, Polar Express was inspired by this movie.
Polar Express, see?
Bullet Train with the Bad Bunny.
Bullet Train, see? This movie did a lot for the culture. All right, guys?
It changed culture.
Everyone saw this movie and was like, hey, we can make a movie too.
Train to Busan.
But yeah, no, I'm done. We can go to the next one.
I'm trying to look up what the tagline was for this movie, but I can't find it.
Look up that thing I shared.
There it is, taglines. Experience the most terrifying ride of your life on the Terror Train. Oh, here's another one. The boys and girls of Sigma Phi. Some will live, some will die.
Phi.
Sigma Phi, whatever. Don't waste money on a return fare. You won't be coming back. Don't waste money on this movie. You won't be needing it. See it. Yeah,
that was your tagline?
Yes. Don't waste money on this movie. Watch it on Tubi instead.
Terror Train. It's a terrible movie. Just kidding.
Terror Train. Yes. A movie.
Terror Train. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Terror on a Train. Just all basic ass. Straight to the point. There you go. Terror on a Train. Train.
Man. There's just too many forgettable moments. Terror Train. David Copperfield's in this one.
Terror Train. Yes.
Terror Train.
All right, I think all of our 15 seconds are up.
Worst 15 seconds of my life. But anyways, yeah, this is a movie. Watch it on Tubi, or don't.
So, if you watch it, to me, if you watch it for what it is, which is the 1980s B movie, then
this movie had a $3 million budget. It's not.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Friday the 13th was a B movie. This is an A+ movie.
Dang. It did have a $3.5 million budget. You know, somebody just blew the budget, man. They're just like, you know what? It's gonna have Jamie Lee Curtis, and we're gonna make back all our money.
So Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna have a magician and a train.
Yeah,
That's
how
it.
could they go
I mean,
wrong?
Those three things.
There was no way it could go wrong.
And then it went all wrong.
I mean, I enjoyed the last scene when the killer gets thrown off the train. That's it.
I enjoyed the last scene too when the credits rolled.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
So this movie grossed $8 million in the box office. And Friday the 13th, with a $550,000 budget, grossed $59.8 million.
Whose idea is it to make a sequel?
A sequel what?
A sequel to it?
To Friday the 13th?
No, to this one. Why are they making a sequel to it? Why they make one?
I mean, I don't know, because it was a good concept. No one had to
Anyways,
revamp it.
Next week we will be back. We're on Wednesdays now again. We return to Wednesdays. We'll be back next week reviewing 2014's Creep. It's on Netflix. I don't think it's a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix. February 8th, 6 p.m.
Not to be confused with the Bradley Cooper movie.
Not to be confused with Creep 2.
Not to be confused by the Radiohead song.
Not to be confused by Bradley Cooper's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Cool.
But thanks for watching, listening, tuning in. Catch y'all guys next time. Again, y'all can follow us on our social medias, Friday the 14th, anywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're on it. Hit the subscribe button. Once you got anything to plug, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to hold up my CD because I don't have one around.
Yes. There you go.
So if you look over here, here's my CD sneak peek, which is available to order now. All you have to do is hit me up on any of my social medias at Mr. Fuentes 361 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It doesn't matter. Hit me up. They're $10 plus I think $3 or $4 for shipping. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, y'all could get y'all a copy. If y'all don't want to get a copy and just want to support me, which is fine too, and listen to some jams, it comes out on February 10th. And yes, Franco, thank you for showing. It does. Each CD, while supplies last, comes with 2 Mr. Fuentes coasters, for you to enjoy your beverage of choice while relaxing and listening to Sneak Peek. And you can scan that and find other stuff from Mr. Fuentes.
Scan this too.
You can scan that and find other stuff from Mr. Fuentes. But no, definitely it's a really good it's really gonna be a really good release. I'm very proud of everyone that was a part of that CD and Emo Sawa Productions. They've been helping me out with a lot of video footage and things that we're going to be releasing pretty soon. And I'm excited for this new era of Mr. Fuentes. And more to come, guys. So thank y'all so much for everything. Follow me at Mr. Fuentes 361 if you haven't already, and cop an album and help me out, man. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I saw some shirts, merch.
Yeah, I'm gonna start releasing those tomorrow. I think tomorrow.
If you got anything to plug, Nick, you want to plug anything, Mr. Bad Guy 4K, for being here?
I don't know much about plugging, but just want to say hi to the real one. Hi, real one.
Miss you. Miss you too.
I want to plug in.
Oh no!
I got this box set.
Oh.
I needed to pull something out of my pants, so there you go.
Ooh.
A whole ass box.
Can you pull out Creep?
Creep, unfortunately, I don't even know if it has physical media or not.
It does. I own it.
Oh. Okay.
Do you really?
Yeah, I actually bought it like years ago, and it's still closed, and it's keep whatever cover.
Yeah,
So,
I have CDs like or DVDs like that too.
I got a whole bunch of these like that, but I know Creep was one of them, and I saw it on Netflix. Whenever I watched it, I was like, "Oh, look, it's on Netflix. Let me watch this movie instead of opening it."
Hell
so-
yeah.
But you can follow me at the 4K Bad Guy if you wanna follow me there.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes. Well, catch y'all guys later. Peace, love, tacos. Follow
Stay
Fuente.
ultra.
Stay ultra. Tacos. Love.
Peace.
Peace.